Heidi Klum. We're so excited to have you in studio.
I was always Heidi Klum. It was always easier to work with me maybe than with some of the others. I would get the job done and maybe even extra. Yes, there are sleaze bags along the way.
You give a little energy like, don't with me, I'm not the one. I mean, it's a lot of work.
I have to take 5 pictures and I start to sweat and can't handle it. I always say it's a hard gig.
If I don't get the big wings, I'm going to be really upset.
You got the big wings. I remember the whole Victoria's Secret catalog being you at one point.
Like I see them and then I'm like, they have it or they don't have it.
I'm just really tired of being the sexy. Maybe I'll be a worm this year.
How do you come up with these costumes?
I don't know, in the shower, when I sit on the toilet, in various places.
Guys, this is real journalism.
Only thing that was ever challenging were my men.
Heidi Klum, looking gorgeous. This outfit is so major. It's a stunning set. We're so excited to have you in studio.
Thank you.
I kind of want to tell your story in this episode. So talk to us before you were like Heidi Klum, when you were a little girl.
I was always Heidi Klum. This is not a stage
Heidi
name.
Klum.
I was always Heidi Klum. I don't have a middle name.
No middle name, wow.
No, I was born in a small town called Bergisch Gladbach, which is outside of Cologne in Germany. And yeah, I went to school. I was a happy kid. I was outside a lot. I had a lot of hobbies, painting, mostly dancing. So I did like all kind of dance that you can imagine, from belly dancing to hip hop to ballerina to foxtrot, jazz, you name it. I did most of it, tap. And yeah, I lived my life and entered this modeling competition that I found in a magazine, cut out the coupon, sent it in with a few holiday photos of myself. And it was a big, big contest that was on television, something that I do right now also for 20 years, finding, models. And I won this contest. And that's how everything got started.
Did you know as a little girl that you wanted to do something like that? You wanted to be...
I wanted to be a dancer.
Okay. So you wanted to be on a stage of some kind.
I wanted to be on stage, yeah.
Did you think when you were little that getting in through modeling would help you achieve dancing?
No, that was just by a fluke. I was like, ooh, this sounds like fun. Coupon photos, send it. I didn't even think modeling was a job or anything like that. I hadn't even thought about it.
So was there a eureka moment when you first started modeling that you felt like really took you off? Did you win the contest?
I won the contest. I won 300,000 Deutschmark, which is maybe half, like maybe $150,000,
oh, wow.
Maybe something like that in conversion now. So that was a lot of dough, especially, this was in 1992. So I bought my first apartment right away. Most kids at that age were still with their parents, and some still are. And I bought my first apartment from that money. So it was like, oh my gosh, this was fantastic. And went to Milan, to Paris, to London, kind of graced Europe for a little bit. But at that time, I was too curvy, too happy to, not wave cool, heroin chic, how everyone was kind of looking at that time. And then I was like, okay, no one really wants me here. Then I went to America and they wanted me here. So I did a lot of catalogs in the beginning, which I loved. But I also wanted to do some fun stuff like cool editorial, and most of the time you either do one or the other. At that time, they didn't have this where, actors were not doing magazine covers so much. It was more models at the time, and models were doing modeling things. And, over the years, it kind of all became okay that everyone is allowed to do everything. But at that time, a catalog model was a catalog model and a high fashion model was a high fashion model. So it was kind of more, set apart like that. But then I got lucky. I got a few things here and there, and the ball started slowly to roll.
Did you think about it from the beginning as an entrepreneur? Because I would classify you as an entrepreneur first. Were you always like that?
Well, my dad worked for 4711, which is, here it's a gas station, but in Germany, it's like one of the big perfume houses. And so this is where I did my 3 weeks internship. And I learned everything from being on the conveyor belt to how production works to, how the bottles, everything from beginning of a product to end of a product. And then it was easy for my dad to make my own perfume. So like in the very beginning, I had my own perfume. So I came up with the design of the bottle and all of these different things, and we could just do it because my dad worked at this company. So I saw that, oh wow, we can make products and all of these things. So yeah, and also because I lived close to where Birkenstock company was, and my dad knew the brothers. They were brothers, Birkenstock brothers. And so I said, they look always so snooty, these Birkenstock shoes. Why can we not jazz them up? Let's bling them out. And they were like, really? We should do that? And I'm like, yes. So I did a deal with them, and I had my own Birkenstocks. And this is also like 25 years ago when I did shoes with them. So when I saw that, oh, I love this, but how could I put my kind of sprinkle on it and change it up a little bit? Like, people let me do things. Then I started with jewelry or, different things like that. So I started making products. Yeah.
It also seems like you, to me, as someone who's watched your career, it seems like you've added a lot of personality to modeling that maybe wasn't there before. Do you feel like, you said you sprinkled like your essence, like, do you feel like you've added that to modeling? There's a different layer.
I mean, I added it to, my field, yes, a little bit. But again, there's so many different fields within the modeling. Again, when I was doing Victoria's Secret, for example, that's kind of where it all happened backstage, because we would always get interviewed. And a lot of the interviewers wouldn't really get the answers from the models. And I was like, I get the answers. Just give me the mic and let me just run around backstage. So they kind of let me run with it. So I would interview all the models backstage, like Stephanie Seymour or Claudia or Naomi, whoever was there at the time, because it was always fantastic. They always had all these amazing models. And so I kind of dabbled my feet into, a little bit of small little hosting gigs like that. And I don't know, people liked it. I would always talk to the people at home. Like, I would look into the camera, even though normally people tell you, like, don't look in the camera, we're not really here. But I'm like, but they're there and I want to talk to them at home. So I would just kind of do things that naturally were coming to me, and people liked it. And then I got more and more gigs like that.
What would surprise the audience about the behind the scenes of modeling? Because it seems like there's so many dynamics, from Milan to Victoria's Secret. Like, there's all these women. I'm sure everyone's on their period at the same time. Like, what is it really like behind the scenes?
I have to take 5 pictures and I start to sweat and can't
Yeah,
handle it. I always say, like, it's a hard gig.
It is a hard gig. And you got to make sure your body's the right way. I mean, it's a lot of work.
We did like a 30 or 60-second commercial there, and it took all day. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, because we're used to doing this quickly for like an hour. And
See, for me, it was never hard.
You loved it.
I loved it. Yeah. I never really had to work hard on my body, let's say, or anything like that. I was just kind of the way I was. I could always eat whatever I wanted. I never had to count calories or not eat certain candy or whatever. So I was just kind of lucky that I could just, I guess because I'm so hyper already as it is, maybe I needed all the fuel.
Just burned it all.
I guess, yeah. And for me, it was always fun. Afterwards now, so many people are telling stories about how the business was. I don't know, everyone is different and has a different experience. I always had a great experience. Yes, there are sleaze bags along the way, but I feel like for me, I always gave them the vibe, there's no sleazing here with me, so back the F
She
up.
says the same thing.
There's an energy.
I feel like there's an energy that you can give to people, and I feel like they always got it from me. So I never really got too harassed by people.
She
they
says the same
try,
thing.
but I feel like they know
Yeah.
that you're not the kind of girl to mess with.
Well,
Yeah, you give a little energy, like, don't fuck with me, I'm not the one.
Well, I think those type of, I would just say, men that are programmed that way are maybe weak themselves and programmed to go after things that they consider easy marks, right? And so if they think you're going to come back at them, they're already kind of weak in the first place.
For me, I never really had any weird stories happen to me like that.
I mean, that's amazing, because we've had different models on. There's all kinds of stories, but
I know.
Sounds like your experience has been just a really like joyful experience.
Yeah.
What's a moment that you can remember early on that was like a huge deal for you?
I mean, everything was.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. I mean, even when I was still in Europe, in the very beginning, I did my first big campaign was for Givenchy. I did the big Amarish campaign, which was a perfume at the time. They wanted a girl with blue eyes and blonde hair, and I was brunette and I have hazel eyes. So They popped in gorgeous lenses. My eyes were like yours, gorgeous blue eyes. I was like, I love this. They made me platinum blonde. I was like, why are they not booking a blonde? But I was like, I take the paycheck and I have that photo at the end of the day. So it was perfect. I loved it. And yeah, so that was amazing for me. And then it was Sports Illustrated, Victoria's Secret, because at that time it was hard to get into those jobs because you literally would know every girl that was in Sports Illustrated. You would know every girl that was in Victoria's Secret, and just every so often they would have a new person join. And so I couldn't believe it when they were like, yeah, we want you to be one of the girls.
Was it friendly or competitive or both?
I had some friends and some girls were more competitive than others. Yeah. I mean, I was also on the sideline a lot, kind of like a soccer player that doesn't get to play just yet because they want to it's all about money and they want to see at the end if you sell or not. So they give you maybe 1 or 2 photos, let's say in the Victoria's Secret catalog. And then once it's out and people are shopping, they want to see if the look that you wore sold or not. And after a few months, they saw that my things were selling and then they would give me more things. So I got to play, before I was always waiting and they're like, okay, let's do a shot on Heidi. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I always won it. I was always first one there, last one there. I actually love the job. Amazing locations. You get up really early at like 4 and then you on the beach when the sun rises because you're waiting for the beautiful sun. That's always in the morning or at the end of the day. And I never minded. There were a lot of girls that were like, okay, when are we done? I got to go.
Yeah.
And I was always like, okay, what else can we shoot? So I was always more like that. But not because I wanted to lick booty. It was just because I wanted to have more photos, more opportunities. And I just loved it.
If you're giving advice to someone who wants to get into your industry, it sounds like good attitude would be a huge one. What are the other things?
I think with everything, no? Wouldn't you rather work with someone who has a good attitude around you than someone who's always complaining or like, oh, another shot or when is lunch or, constantly, it's annoying when you have someone like that around. So I think, yes, it was always easier to work with me maybe than with some of the others. And I would get the job done and maybe even extra. And then, they were happy to book me again.
I remember like the whole Victoria's Secret catalog being you at one point. Like I remember opening it and you were like on every page. When you were walking down the runway in those insane wings, was that like such a moment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was always like, if I don't get the big wings, I'm going to be really upset.
You got the big wings.
It was funny because like a lot of the girls were not interested in the wings. A lot of them weren't. I mean, they were always saying that, oh, this is so silly about the wings. I always loved them. When else do you get to wear them? Apart from Halloween, when can you strap on some big old wings and run around in your underwear?
Which, by the way, Halloween's coming up, and I might need to get some. I might need to get some pointers for you on Halloween because you crush Halloween.
Do you already know what you're going to be for Halloween this year?
Yes,
you already
course.
have, but it's a secret, right?
Well, I always like to surprise people, and I don't even want to make always a big thing about it, but I always feel like if I tell people already what I'm going to do, they think about what it's going to be, and then I show up and they're like, it's not as good as I thought, so I never want to do that. I kind of like more the surprise when they see it for the first time. Wait,
weren't you a worm one year or something?
I was.
A worm, right?
I was a real earthworm.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you come up with these costumes?
I don't know, in the shower, when I sit on the toilet,
like
in various places. Yeah, in various places, yeah.
I mean, what's so cool is that like most girls who are so beautiful are dressing up in like these slutty costumes, and here is you like dressed as a worm. It's just like you would never.
I know, people say that all the time.
The juxtaposition's so funny.
But I feel like I get to dress up sexy all the time.
Yeah.
Like most of the time I don't have a whole lot on, or, you strut your stuff down the runway, not wearing a lot, or you in a fashion shoot, and then again, what is the fashion? It's just a G-string and you hold your top. There's not a whole lot there. No. So I feel like I get to do this all the time. So to me, it's almost not interesting anymore because I get to play that sexy girl a lot. So I'd rather be in worm. To me, that's more fun.
I relate to this, Lauren. I'm just really tired of being the sexy. Maybe I'll be a worm this year.
I'm going to give you a really ugly costume.
I still have my worm costume.
Maybe I can borrow.
I don't know if you fit in it. It was made for me.
Well,
I don't think you're going to be a little broader than me and muscly and everything.
I'll squeeze into the worm costume.
I'm telling you, it is a tight squeeze in there.
Totally
It's not
uncomfortable.
fun. You have to be okay with your claustrophobia.
How did you not like sweat through the worm
Oh
costume?
yeah, you're
you know?
sweating.
Yeah.
You're sweating. You could even pee down there. No.
Oh.
Everything is just.
Oh,
But
man.
I didn't.
Sold. If I can pee down it,
I didn't
sold.
know because you worry. A lot of times you make costumes and you're like, how the heck am I supposed to go to the toilet? You haven't even thought of that. It's
What do
my
you
problem.
do?
I mean, I don't eat or drink like 3 hours before. I know.
Well,
I don't think that your worm would fit in the worm costume, so I don't think that'll work.
Yeah,
My worm might have to
I
hang
don't
out
think
you
a
it'll
would
little.
work.
only know.
How do you prepare your daughter for going into this industry? It looks like I mean, her Instagram, she's so beautiful, just like you. Like, what are you telling her the tools to do? Like, are you
I
saying
think
show up on time? Like, what are the
I
things you
think
tell
my
her?
kids are prepared from just living and being around me their whole entire life, so they know mommy gets up early, and obviously now I'm not mommy anymore, and now I'm mom.
What time do you get up? Like, what's
Well,
early?
it depends on, I mean, 6 most
Okay,
of the time. Yeah. So they know I'm up and I'm taking a shower every day, shave my bits, go to work, come home, sit at the dinner table with them at 7 o'clock. We always eat. It used to be 6. Now that they're older, it's 7. So we have and they see my work ethic. And also, when I talk about things that happen during the day, when you sit around the dinner table, they talk about their lives. I talk about what happened in my life that day, and we kind of exchange notes on what happened. So I feel like that whole over years, they learn all of those things, I think. So it's not like all of a sudden, okay, no, you want to model? Okay, here's the list. I mean, they've been at set many times. They've come to Project Runway, Making the Cut, Germany's Next Top Model, or photo shoots, whatever it is. They've always come and seen me prepare or, do all the things that you have to do outside, not just on the job, even at home. They see me in my office all the time, preparing, casting. Like right now, I'm casting for my 20th year of Germany's Next Top Model. It's a show
Wow.
that I do in Germany. So now I cast thousands of people. Like, people don't realize. They're like, all of a sudden, all these people show up, but I cast them all. So I have to go through all of them and pick the ones that I want to be on the show. Like now I'm going to cast 100 girls and 100 boys that I want to see in person when I go to Germany, but out of thousands of boys and out of thousands of girls. So even now when I'm in the car on the way here, I'm looking at photos and videos and screen shoot and send to my producers like, okay, I want to meet all of these people. So it
When it
takes
comes to
time.
that,
So
what-
my kids see all of that stuff.
What catches your attention when you're going through that many photos? And these are videos or just photos?
Videos, photos. Yeah.
So what are you looking for specifically?
I don't look for anything specific. Because
Nothing. Not even like you're not looking at symmetry. You're not looking at anything. Like
No,
that.
like I see them and then I'm like, they have it or they don't have it. So I don't go in it beforehand and be like, okay, I'm looking for this height, this weight, this hair color, this eye color. I don't. I just go in open-minded and I see all the different, because there's all these amazing faces and body shapes and heights. And so I look at someone who has something special, because there's, again, that I'm doing it right now, there's so many of them. And obviously everyone has something gorgeous and something, so I can find something beautiful and gorgeous in everyone, but some really have something that grabs my attention. And then
Is it like a charisma thing, or is it like a personality thing, or is it just something like you can't even
well,
describe
at
it?
the end, it's more of a charisma thing. And then obviously when I spend because we film for 3.5, 4 months, it's like doing a movie. I do 22-hour episodes.
Wow.
So in order to do that, we film like 4 days for one episode. So I get to know them very well. And then obviously the person becomes sometimes more important to me than their outer shell. But as a model, you have to look first at the outer shell, because that is kind of what is part of this job a little bit. And then the person becomes a little bit secondary, more important to me. But then that overrules afterwards.
People are taking notes if they want to be a model. How was it like working with Howard Stern? You guys together, like, it just works. What was that like for you?
Like being next to a kind of a grumpy grandmother a little bit.
Grumpy grandmother.
I love Howard.
That's what they're gonna pull for
like
that line.
No, like a little grumpy grandmother, because I love him and I know him for many years, but he is a lot of the times he's grumpy, where I'm kind of like, let's see always the glass a little bit more full than empty. He would be always seeing it rather on the empty side, He's like, I take this job very seriously. And I'm like, so do I, I might be like all laughing and fun, but I also take it serious, but let's have a little fun. We're here for many weeks. He's like, when I was singing, he was annoyed. But I love him. I love you, Howard. I know you're watching this probably. I don't know.
He's a big listener. Big listener to the show.
Howard, we know you're watching.
No, but he would hate it when I'm singing. And I'm like, we're not on the air. We're in a break. There's 4,000 people screaming behind us. It annoys you that I'm sitting here singing to myself a little bit. I don't even know I'm doing it, but it would annoy him.
He was being a curmudgeon. like a grumpy little grandma.
Yes.
So, what else is it like filming that show? What is the behind the scenes? Do you love it?
I love it. And it's again like you have no idea who's coming. I mean, now I do because we've done auditions already and now we're in the live shows.
Okay.
So I've seen all of these people before. But when we do auditions, there's hundreds of people that come. The next one, the next one, the next one. And you're like, okay, how's this going to be? And you wonder, they open their mouth and it's like sometimes you're blown away and you're like, why are you not a superstar yet? But maybe tomorrow after people will see you, that might change. And then there's some who told you that you have a talent. Why are you here? But that's what makes it so amazing.
It's interesting because the career that you have now is a lot of giving back to people who can do what you do. Like you're giving people an opportunity to be a model. You're giving people an opportunity to be a star. That must feel good. Like it's like giving back.
Especially when we have the golden buzzer, like we get a golden buzzer. So with this golden buzzer, you can move people forward to basically the last show, the finale, or the live shows when then America can vote on the people.
How many times
that
you get to hit that buzzer? Each person.
Now, because Simon is buzzer trigger happy, we'll get to push it a lot now. It used to be only once in auditions, but now we get to do it in the live show. Everyone gets one. And last week when it was Howie's turn, Simon pushed it at the same time as Howie. I mean, he just changes the rules every day, which I love because he's the boss. He can do whatever the heck he wants, and I love him for it.
How many years has that show been going on now? Wild.
This is our 19th season, and I've been there 11 years.
Wow.
Damn.
And it's so fun. People are always like, but isn't this getting old? How can it get old? Because there's always a new person. Like for you guys, you always interview a new person with a new story, and
it doesn't get old.
It doesn't get old.
Yeah.
So there's a new person with doing something crazy.
When the format for you and for us always changes. Like we have so many diverse conversations, diverse people on the show with so many different topics, and you see so many different acts. I think it would get bored if it was the same type of thing over and over.
What is your routine to make all of this happen if you have one? Meaning, do you have like a morning setup, a nighttime setup? Are there things that you always do every day?
No, I should have that.
So you're more fluid on the go.
Yes, yeah.
There's no like way you like to run your day. It's just every day is different.
Yeah.
So what's
natural energy always?
Yeah. I mean, I have, for example, it's funny because someone asked me that the other day, how I have my closet. Like, I don't have my closet, for example, color coordinated. I have it done by moods. So, like, for example, because it makes no sense to me. Like, if, let's say we have like, we're doing like a girls' night out and Sophia and I will go to dinner or whatever, it's usually like a sexy cocktail, as she would say in the outfit. I go to that section. I don't go to a color. Like, the color is not giving me the feeling. Or if I'm going out with my husband and it's like uber mini, uber sexy, I go to that uber sexy section. If I have to go to school or something a little bit more preppy proper, I go to that section. And then within that section, I pick whatever colors, but...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Know what I mean?
You have people come over to help with the color, and I can't find anything. I don't know what anything is.
How did you pick your outfit that you're wearing today then?
Yeah,
what section did you go to?
It's just chilled.
It's chilled. It's your chill section. What does a girls' night
it's just
look like
easy
with you and Sophia? Heidi and Sophia are out on the town.
A lot of the times we will be like, okay, let's make...
Probably not getting much attention.
No.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I literally, you have no idea.
No, I have an idea.
No, usually we make like a theme. Let's do a theme, and then we show up in whatever theme it is, or we're just sexy. But then we get there, literally the waiters will run into each other. It happened numerous times. Literally, food is flying. They look, because when Sophia walks in, it's like literally the waiters went like, "Boof, food is everywhere. Food is literally everywhere." They're stumbling over
their mouths with the fork.
No,
and the
they're like
spoon.
stumbling over their own feet. Like, no, it's crazy.
And so when you guys are
but
out,
that's Sophia. This never happens to me when I go anywhere on my own.
Where are you guys
so I
popping
know
into?
it is Sophia.
What are these places you probably? It's not like a Denny's. Like where are you
No,
going?
we went to Madeo, the new Madeo.
The new Madeo. Oh, I
The
love
new Madeo. Went
That's a
to
good
the
place.
new
You know
Madeo.
what? We haven't been to Madeo in a long time. That's a great place.
so the new Medea, what are you drinking? Cocktails?
Well, I don't really love alcohol so much, but I will have a cocktail. If I would have one, I would have like a lychee martini. I need to have disguise of the alcohol.
Okay.
Like, I don't like
you don't
anything.
like the taste.
Yeah, it's
Not
terrible.
a glass of champagne.
No, it's like sour. It burps up all the time. It's not my thing.
Okay.
I mean, I would have a beer maybe.
Okay. And so when you guys go on girls' night, what are you eating? Is it like girl talk? Like what's the vibes at
Yes.
your girls' night?
Girl talk. I mean, if it's truffle season, I would love to have like a spaghetti with truffle, for example. Love it.
And
Sounds
from
good.
Medeo is pretty good.
Yes. Right? Because I was
Now I'm
love
thinking
it
about
now.
Medeo's because it closed for a while. Because we bounced between here and Texas, and it closed when we were gone for a while. But we used to go there all the time.
Yes. It used to be in this basement kind of,
Uh-huh.
when you go down the stairs. And now it's this gigantic place.
Is
When-
it still there on like Third or by no?
I
Wherever.
have no idea.
It was on Beverly for a while, or down in by Rodeo.
We
right?
love that. We love Nobu, Matsuhisa, Mr. Chow, the good old stomping ground. Same with my kids. They're very funny when we go to different kind of sushi. They're like, it's just not like Matsuhisa. And I'm like, no, it's not.
I'm very easily satisfied. I'm always content with the best. That's the best.
My kids, they're like, this does not taste like it.
What have been, looking back on your whole career, the biggest challenges you've faced and how have you overcome them?
My challenges, the only thing that was ever challenging were my men.
What do you think happened with them?
Business wise, I don't know. It was always kind of easy. I loved my job. It was always, and I still do. Just men are always kind of complicated. Either they're upset with that you do well or that you're traveling, or they're always upset at something. Now I'm looking at you.
I'm
I
not
don't know
upset.
what it is.
No, they are. They are always upset.
There's always something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I couldn't quite figure it always out. I mean, right now, or maybe it was, now I'm with a German man. Knock on wood. Is this wood or is this plastic?
This wood.
Okay, good.
A little bit of acrylic on the wood.
It's like right now it's like working out perfectly, and maybe it's because we're both German.
Did you not
and
date German guys before?
No,
But German guys are also kind
I
of.
ran
they're
away from
particular.
Germany.
I have a lot of
to be
German friends.
here.
They're very particular sometimes. These German men.
Yeah,
That's a good. It could be a good thing. But I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
no, my husband is also kind of easygoing, like I am. We're kind of like hippies, sort of,
I think that it would maybe for them be hard to be married to you. We were just talking yesterday to another woman who is so strong, and I asked her, I'm like, is it hard when the man feels maybe, I don't know, insecure? Maybe they feel like you're getting all the attention.
Yeah, I felt that a little bit in the past.
Yeah. Like they're almost in a weird way jealous.
I need a little more
little
attention right now, Lauren.
Yeah.
If I give you any more attention, I mean, I can't give you any more attention.
Good.
He wants to talk. He wants to talk when he's in the shower. He wants to talk when we're in the car in the morning.
Yeah?
I
Let's
can
chat, yeah.
Are you chatty?
I'm chatty. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
chatty.
talk I got kicked out of every school. They said this guy's got to
It's
shut up.
so
And now I laugh at my
chatty.
teachers because I just talk for a living. And now
Okay,
they,
I have
gotcha.
to ask these questions for the audience or they will be very mad. Wellness routines. Do you have wellness beauty routines that you do?
Yeah, I think less is more.
Talk about that.
I mean, but I do a lot, maybe like once or twice a week. I like to do Epsom salt bath. I just feel like it does something. I love being hot. I hate everything cold. I don't know how people go into these cold ice things. You
Sure.
do that?
Every day.
She's
See, like I
wild
would
with it.
never do this.
I
would
have an
never
ice
do
roller
this.
for you.
No,
I want to give it to your daughter.
No, because people say all the time this is very good for inflammation or healing. I'm like, it's not healing for me. I think for me it would do the opposite. I love everything that's hot. Hot bath, hot shower.
Sauna.
Yes, I usually have like this, these belts that you could put on and it has like a thing on your back.
No.
These heated
Like
things.
a infrared, like
It's like
the light therapy thing.
no, it's just like a little padded thing. And when it touches your skin, it gets hot.
Like a heat pad.
Yeah, but you can also belt it. So it's like a Velcro thing. And it's like a one-time use type thing, but I love it. I fly with this all the time. So you hot all the time.
You like hot.
I like it hot.
And what about beauty?
Same at home. My husband wants to make it cold. That's the only thing. He loves it cold. I don't. I love it hot.
Oh my god.
They said 67 is what you should sleep
Oh,
with.
yeah. No.
67 is good for,
No, that's not good for me.
it's not good.
If it's over 68, I'm going to be
That's not
sweating.
good for me.
What are your beauty tips? Give us your beauty tips that you learned, especially when you're modeling, you're around all these women. I'm sure like you got to have like the best beauty tips. I feel like it's a book.
I mean, definitely, drink a lot of water, take your makeup off all the time, let those pores breathe. I mean, I'm also not a whole head to toe moisturizer person. I do it every now. I feel like no, not so often, because I feel like if you do it all the time, then your body gets so used to it and wants it and craves it. I feel like you make your own oils more kind of when you don't overdo it all the time. So people always like, what do you mean you don't moisturize from head to toe all the time? I just never have.
I think that you're right. Your body starts to want it.
Yeah.
And then you're on like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I'm like that too. I also sometimes I'll sleep with no skincare on my face and I'll just let it breathe.
Yeah, just
like
let
nothing.
it. Yes,
I'll just give it a moment.
Yeah.
What about health? You said that you can eat whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want and you don't have to worry about it still?
Yeah.
So-
I mean, now I'm like, I have a little bit of a cholesterol problem. And that is only because I go once a year to this retreat. It's kind of like a hospital mixed with a spa, but it's more hospital than spa. Like I have, for example, the little
colonic?
camera. Yes. No. It's like a full
Colonoscopy?
Thank you. Colonoscopy, where they do that, or they even go down here and they look into your stomach. So they do all of these types of things there. And I have it done, as you're supposed to. They also have these donuts, those MRI things. I go in there for like an hour and 15 minutes. You know that you do this ever?
Is it
No.
like well, yeah, no, it's like are
Is
they
this
just
this place in Switzerland?
It is, yeah. Where I go, it's in Austria.
Okay, I think
No,
I've heard of
that's the
this.
one.
Barbara Sturm goes there. I know, I forgot the
yeah,
name of
you
it.
learn how to eat better again. And I know how to eat better, but really what is so important is that you chew your food more before you swallow. They teach you again that the breaking down has to start in the mouth. You shouldn't drink while you eat. And that's not alcohol. That's just like water
Anything.
too. You shouldn't drink anything to dilute the fluid, your acid, to break down your food. Or you shouldn't eat raw things at night, for example, no salads or anything that's raw, because when you
what about like sushi?
well, that's raw.
So they say no sushi
Like
at night.
because it just doesn't break down as well because you're in sleep modus at night, so you're a little bit more calm. So your body then has to work on overdrive. So even fruits or anything like that, it's also raw. So in the past, I've always thought salad is good to eat at night, but they tell you not to. And I don't know. This place is also not like knowing everything about everyone, and everyone is different.
Yeah, but they're probably right. They're right about a lot. I think the problem with a lot of people is we just had a sleep expert on where people eat and then they go right to bed and then they don't give their body time to digest while they're awake, and your body's not. You're supposed to detox at night.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there trying to digest.
And
all
when
this
you
stuff.
do raw, it's on actual overdrive. So they
that makes
tell you
sense.
not to do that. So they teach you those types of things.
Do they give you
again-
all your labs, like all your blood work?
Yeah,
Do they have
exactly. Yeah.
hormones?
And then they found out that I have a little bit of a cholesterol problem. And I was like, wow, how's that possible? I would have considered myself more on the thinner side. And then, like I said, has nothing to do with it. You can also have this hereditary. And so, I have that from my folks, I guess.
This is
And
debatable,
so-
though. There's been people that, as of recent, like the cholesterol has kind of been this bad. And I'm by no means a doctor, but I hear a lot of our friends that are in that field talk. They're like, those signals may not be as bad as people think. Like they used to point to cholesterol as this big problem, but
But they can look at your tubes, meaning your arteries, and they can see if there is things on your walls already that are forming,
Sure.
which then closes in your tube for blood to go through. So you have to check it, because otherwise all that schmuck, is that schmuck? What do you call that stuff?
Yeah,
Fat.
Fat.
That goes around it. If it closes in, then that's when you get a clot, and then the blood cannot go to all the places anymore. So you have to.
there's a supplement called nattokinase. I think
I know,
it's,
but that's like, again, a chemical.
no, it's from the
Is it?
Japanese netto plant. Or
Oh.
from Japanese netto, and they say that can help
You're
clear.
acting like you're a doctor.
I know,
I can't
now-
believe
No,
all
because
this
I
shit
have
you know.
some of the same some of
You
the
have
things.
that?
He's giving you doctor advice about your
No, because
cholesterol.
I started taking it because I was worried about the same thing. Like, oh my.
But
that
that's
kind
why
of
I
stuff.
also stopped drinking coffee with a lot of creamer and a lot of sugar in the morning, because I would do like 2 or 3 of those in the morning, and they're like, "What are you doing? You can't do
can't.
this."
So what do you eat for breakfast? This morning
It
before
all depends.
it changes.
It changes.
What's
yeah.
the go-to breakfast that you eat?
Like I would have like a nice bread, but I'm talking about a nice bread, not like a toast that has nothing in it. Like
Okay.
it would have sprouts and actual seeds in it. Like I want to see all those seeds in it. It has to be dark, and then I toast it, then I put butter on it. I know everyone thinks that's weird and cholesterol, I get it, but I have to smear the whole shot a little bit because then I put the next layer of something on, which will be, I don't know, like a turkey or a salami, or I would put on like avocado or an egg. Not too many eggs. I can't eat anymore either. Meanwhile, I'm like, I can eat anything. No, but like anything, meaning like I would like scramble sometimes 3 of those eggs on a daily, and they're like, that's too many, you know?
It sounds like this place like really evaluates everything you do and helps you make tiny changes that make a big difference over time.
I
Like
wanna meet some of these
before,
doctors.
I would do literally like, I would do, because I love broth and soups. So I would have like broth, and then I would stir like 3 eggs in there. Instead of frying them, I put them in there, you know, like an egg drop soup. And I would just drink that. It's the yummiest thing. But obviously I can't do that 24/7, like every day, 3 of those eggs. So the cholesterol was like, so now I just do this every now and then. The other day I had a whole lemon. You know how everyone loves blending those whole lemons?
With
I
the
tried
skin?
it with the skin, with the seeds, with everything. It was actually pretty good. So now I do that every now and then.
Wait, you throw a whole lemon in the
Yeah.
blender. What do
Yes.
you
But
else
people
do you
do
put
that
in
with
it?
ice
So
and
you
they get all
wash
of it,
it.
right?
I mean, I don't do it with ice because you're not supposed to put so much coldness into your body either.
Yeah, Michael, take note.
Well, I'm just wondering how they blend. It's
Michael's
just a
doing a
straight
lot of
lemon?
cold-
No,
Coldness.
I just put a little water because
Yeah.
otherwise it's like a pudding,
Yeah.
you know? So I put a little water and I drank all of that. It's supposed
Just
to
a
be
lemon and
good.
water in the blender.
Yeah.
Damn, like a whole. I
Yeah.
love lemon.
But you would think it would taste like a lot of the rind. It actually didn't, because mixed with the juice and all the stuff, it was just good actually.
That sounds actually delicious
It was
and
not
amazing.
bad. Yeah. My husband, when he's there, he will make me a lot of good breakfasts.
What's the difference that you see between Germany and here when it comes to eating and health and wellness and diet? Because I feel like it's very different.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of I mean, I wish that a lot of the produce would taste more how I remember them tasting. You know, slowly but surely, I feel like the taste of most things are disappearing. But even in Europe, you have to really go to like small towns when it's really from the farmer.
Yeah.
You know, and then you really like, oh, this is what a peach tastes like, you know, or oh, you know, this I can taste what that used to taste like, you know.
You
Here,
forget.
sometimes it is that piece of fruit or that vegetable, but it hardly still tastes like what I remember it tasting like, you know.
What advice do you give your children all the time? I know
To
you
be
said
happy.
to be happy.
Yeah, to be happy and say no to things if they don't want to do things. Feel like, you know, we're in this world where you always want to please everyone
Yeah.
and do everything, and you don't always have to do everything that other people want to do. So I tell them that. But to be happy and be careful and watch yourself and your backs and your surroundings, not be so like la li la. You know, the world has become a different place.
I was just talking to Michael. I was like, I don't know that we can do sleepovers anymore. Like, I don't think you can do sleepovers. We have a 2-year-old and a
Oh.
4-year-old, and I'm just saying in the future.
Because you don't know what household they're going
yeah,
into.
I
you
just
mean?
don't think I would do sleepovers. And that's so weird because when I was little, I used to sleep over all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll do them. It's
Unless you know the family really well.
like really well.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's just a different
Yeah.
day. Like I remember
You said
right-
yours are 2 and 3,
2 and 4.
but then also when they get older later, they will tell you things, you know? So at that age, they don't. But then when they're older, I think then it's fine again because they would tell you what goes on in other households, you know?
How have you managed to stay down to earth in this city? Like it can be hard. You have so much opportunity thrown at you. What are like your sort of pillars when it comes to staying down to earth and not being in an ego?
I mean, maybe I have the ego. I don't even know. Do I? I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Maybe some people would say I have it. I don't know. I mean, I don't
They already
know.
told me before you walked in.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, how do you stay down to earth with everything you have? He's very normal, approachable.
I don't know.
You just are.
It must be the lemons.
I don't know.
And now
I
it's
don't
the
know.
eggs. It's the eggs.
I don't
It's
know.
the broth. What?
I mean, there's always a lot to do, and I have to do it. You know, I don't have like 100 people around me that are doing everything for me, so I have to do a lot of the things. And you know, you know how it is. You have 2 kids.
Yeah.
I had that, you know, at 4, so it's a lot. And you know, now they're 20, 19, 18, and 15. So my
Wow.
first 3 kids, I had one after the other. 2004, 2005, 2006, 2009. So I had like any kind of binky size, Nunu size, you know, the drinking, you know, how it has 1, 2, or 3 holes, diaper sizes. I mean, I had
All of it.
multiple sizes at all times.
We have our kids with us right now. We're in the hotel, and you should. I mean, when Lauren and I go, we can take like a carry-on each. It's just all the stuff that comes with it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Did you travel with your kids when you were working when they were that young?
Yeah.
It's hard.
So you just would bring everyone with you?
Yeah. It was always like a big to-do.
Quick break to talk about AG1. We have been drinking AG1 for the last 8 years now. It is by far one of our favorite supplements. And like I've said many times on this podcast, if I only had a few dollars to buy one single supplement, it would definitely be AG1. And that is because it packs such a punch. It brings your adaptogens, your daily multivitamin, your greens, your prebiotic, your probiotic, all in one simple green powder scoop that you can add to water every single morning, which is what we have done for the last 8 years. Before I started drinking AG1, I was drinking multiple cups of coffee every single day. Now I only need about one, if that. And that is because after drinking AG1, I realized that I have all this energy. I need less coffee for my day. And it turns out that I am not alone. In a research study, 91% of people noticed they needed less coffee after 60 days of drinking AG1. And 97% of people in the research study felt more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1. AG1 is also phenomenal for gut support, which is a key factor in immune support. Did you know that 70% of your immune system lives in your gut? In a research study, AG1 was shown to double the amount of healthy bacteria in your gut. What I've noticed is more energy, better gut health, less dark circles under my eyes, and just an overall feeling of feeling better. Of course, we have a special offer for our listeners. If there's one product I trust to support my whole body health, it's AG1, and that's why we've partnered with them for so long. It's easy and satisfying to start your journey with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/skinny. That's drinkag1.com/skinny. Check it out. For the last few years, one of the biggest themes on this show has been getting toxic chemicals and toxic products out of the household. This is why we love talking about Caraway so much. Caraway cookware is the best cookware on the market. Lauren and I love feeling guilt-free when we cook for our kids on this cookware because Caraway products are made without any toxic materials like PFOS, PTFE, PFOA, or other hard-to-pronounce chemicals. It's easy cooking. Ceramics naturally slick surfaces means minimal oil or butter for slide-off-the-pan eggs and easy cleaning. Don't just take it from me. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. Lauren and I switched all of our cooking products to Caraway years ago, and we have never looked back. I use it every single day, every single morning when I cook eggs for the kids. And like I said, I love the feeling that there's no toxic chemicals on the products we're cooking with. To start, Caraway's internet famous cookware set comes with a saute pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, and saucepan, pull lids for all of them, a canvas lid holder, and magnetic pan rack for storage. It's the ultimate kitchen setup and will save you $150 versus buying the items individually. So ditch the chemicals with Caraway. Caraway's home non-toxic kitchenware features a chemical-free ceramic coating so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-produce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. Of course, we have a special offer. Visit carawayhome.com/himandher to see all of our favorite products and the cookware we use to make cooking easy for even the most amateur home chefs. Plus, take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/himandher or use code himandher at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Are you someone that suffers from headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, midday slump, or weakness? That is likely because you are dehydrated and not properly hydrating your body. This is why we love Element so much, and we have for many years on this show. Element helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte and sports drinks. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. Each Element stick pack delivers a meaningful dose of electrolytes free of sugar, artificial colors, or other dodgy ingredients. Element is formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration and is perfectly suited for athletes, folks who are fasting, or those following keto, low carb, whole food, or paleo diets. The way that Lauren and I take it is every single time we train in the gym or we know we're going to sweat more, whether it's the sauna, gym, or even just if it's a hot day, we take a simple pack, add it to water, and slowly drink it throughout the hour. This is going to optimally hydrate us. It's going to eliminate things like brain fog, headaches, which I've suffered from, fatigue, and just that midday slump. An Element is formulated with an electrolyte ratio consisting of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Just as important as what they put into Element is what they left out, which is dodgy ingredients and sugar. Get your free Element sample pack with any purchase at drinkelement.com/skinny. Also try the new Element Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. Again, that is drinkelement.com/skinny. Try Element totally risk-free. If you don't like it, they'll refund your order. No questions asked. They've had very few return rates. Again, that's drinkelement.com/skinny.
Do you love having 4 kids?
Yeah.
See?
I mean, I never
Four's a good
planned
number.
on that, but when it happened, I was like, yes.
I imagine it's great now as they start to become adults and you can all hang out together.
But it was great then
Then,
too,
too.
because I always feel like when I see people who just have one, the kid. So I've noticed, and I can't speak for that because I had 4, not 1, but I always notice that they're more clingy towards their parent or, always more on you. I feel like when they have siblings, they entertain each other more. So I always like that too, that it's not always on me, everything. What are we doing now? So it was like they would always play together.
I can't believe you have 4 kids. You forget. It's so crazy. 4 kids is a lot of kids. That's a lot.
But I didn't know it any other way. I didn't know how it was just to have one, only for a very short time, and then there was the next one. And then there was the next one. And then I had a 3-year break in between, and then Lou arrived, so I don't know it any other way. It was always busy. There's always someone screaming in the night. There's always someone wants something. So, you get used to it.
Yeah.
There's always mayhem. Our house looks like a house. It doesn't look like a museum, because I've been to many houses where it's like, you can't touch this. Don't sit there. Don't do this.
You should come to my house.
See, she's
Or
trying.
you can't sit anywhere.
No, she's
You
holding
can
on.
sit. You can sit.
She's holding
you
on for
can
dear life.
sit.
It's not working.
Everything's white.
It's not working.
No,
How does that work with
It's
kids
not.
2 and
It's
4?
my
That's
kids, actually,
difficult.
my kids are not crazy with throwing stuff everywhere, but the dogs are worse. And he's worse. He comes with his black jeans and wants to rub his ass all over the white couch.
I just sit
And I'm
down
like,
on the
can
couch.
you
It's
not
fine.
sit there? Please, can you not
I
sit there?
see you now.
It's like,
You're like, hello.
I have all white, so that's the problem. I probably need to get some
difficult.
color.
Yeah, that's difficult.
well, it was a strange design to go for when you have 2 kids under 5.
Yeah, it's maybe a strange design. What's
white is tricky. That's difficult.
It's difficult. What's a hack that you do that you think is like an amazing hack? Could be beauty, wellness, health, diet, something that you do it's like a clever hack.
Do I do hacks?
Mine is like, I'll give you like a weird
tell
one.
me
I
what.
tape my mouth shut at night. Every night I tape my mouth shut.
I see people are doing this.
It really works.
Really?
Yeah.
And because
I feel like I only nasal breathe because my mouth is taped, and so it gives me more energy. And then I also feel like it is very anti-aging because it supports the tongue
so you
posture.
sleep looking up all the time?
Yeah, sometimes I lay on my side, but it holds this up so the gravity's not.
I don't need to look over with your tape when you're sleeping like a mummy.
You
this
should
is too
see
far.
No, it's
He
so bad.
sleeps gorgeous. I look at my husband. He's literally like, mouth is shut, and he's just breathing through his nostrils. I mean, I'm like, stuff is drooling out. I'm sideways. I have wrinkles on my boobs, probably from laying sideways. I don't know, but I'm sleeping. It's
What
just
it's supposed to do is
just-
tongue posture, nose, but also like you lose a lot of your water when you breathe out of your mouth at night. So you wake up and you're more
Yeah,
dehydrated.
so I'm not like, I'm less
Oh, yeah.
dehydrated.
That's
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
it takes me a minute.
The mouth taping, I'm telling you, it really works. I want you
Really?
to do it. You have a little, I
No, I
measured
got a
last
tiny-
night. You have a
I'm
little
no, I got-
tiny inch.
I have the reverse problem. I'm too stressed, so I'm
What
just
do you mean
clenched
he has
at
a
night.
little inch of what?
Like it's a little millimeter of his mouth open, and he needs to close it so he can get nasal breathing.
I am clenched at night because I'm so stressed out all the time. That's my thing.
Yeah, he gets very stressed.
But also, where would he tape it? Like,
just,
It's like,
yeah, but he has hair everywhere.
I know.
that
I
is the
know.
that
problem.
work?
Maybe he could tape it just in the middle.
Just shave the middle off. And it was great.
No, please. I think you could just try it though. I
All right.
really think that this
Okay, I
episode
wanna
should
try
inspire-
I make up with the millimeter. I do a little millimeter of the hair, and then you won't notice. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys got to try mouth taping. I think
This
you
is
will.
a very specific tape that
Yeah,
you get.
I have my own mouth tape. This
Oh.
I'm going to give it to you.
You actually make this?
Yeah.
This is yours?
Yeah. I made it.
Oh my God.
I already have it for you. And
Wait a minute, but there's a little slit.
well, I pulled a slit over my lips because I like to pull my face up.
But also, you can. It's just. It's meant to just hold your mouth
You don't-
shut at night.
Should I try it?
You don't have to put it on. It's going to ruin your makeup. No. You don't want to ruin your makeup. Your makeup looks so
don't.
pretty.
So, but
Yeah,
You're breathing
I pull
still.
it over my upper lip. That's just some people need a training wheel.
I thought it was like this way.
You could do
I
that.
saw people do this like this, but no, this is much prettier. This is very smart because then when your husband looks over, you already have a pink mouth. It's cute.
It's called "Do Not Disturb," bitch. I need a minute. It's a great like little.
Is that what it says it on here? Because I can't read. I have
It says
no
the Skinny
glasses on.
Confidential.
That's good.
It's a very good way to say the door is closed. But
I don't always need a response. I'll talk.
My door is
even with
always
it.
open.
Your door's all.
Yeah.
See, you know what?
See,
my
Lauren?
my stepmom said the same thing. She said you always rally. Your door is always open.
My door is always open.
Yeah, she called her stepmom. She said, "Hey, this guy's really like bugging me. What do I do?" And she's like, "You rally. You do it." And I'm
That's
like,
what
"See,
she
that's why
said.
she's."
That's what Heidi just told me. She said her door's always open. Maybe
Yes.
I need to tell you that my door's
I
always
don't have
open.
a migraine. No,
That's the message to the women
no
out there.
migraine.
My door is always open for you.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's a nice way to do that.
Cheers to that.
Okay, if
So healthy.
you had to leave our audience with any advice,
What?
if you had to give us
Am I
any
leaving you?
advice,
Am I leaving you already?
15 minutes. Okay, perfect.
Usually, when I need someone to go, I start
Okay.
waving the papers to throw them out.
What do you do?
When
No,
someone,
Michael actually has a signal when he wants people
No,
to
well,
go. Show
sometimes
her
it-
the signal. Show her the signal.
No. If someone's in here circling the drain, I'm like, no, I'm just kidding.
What goes in to planning your schedule? I'm obsessed with how people think about time. So I always tell Michael, like, I really want to interview Kris Jenner because I don't want to ask her any gossipy questions. I just want to ask her about how she thinks about time. How do you think about your time? You obviously run it like a tight ship.
Dude, there's so many things going on in
It's
your
like,
life.
I mean, it's very much planned ahead, obviously. Like last year, for example, I booked already our holiday for Christmas. Now I'm booking already for next year's summer. Yeah.
Like you're planning it that far in advance.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
you sound like Michael.
Otherwise it's not going to be available.
And how do you
We're a
manage
lot of
shooting
people.
Germany and in the U.S.? You have to just bounce back and forth, or is it one is taking place and the other is after?
Like when I do casting now,
Yeah.
you know, when I see those 100 girls and 100 boys, like now I'm going to go to Germany and I'm going to see them all. And then I bring everyone, I whittle it down to 50. Then the
Mhm.
following week, I whittle it down to 25 until I have 25 girls and 25 boys. And then they all come here and then I film it here in LA for 3 months. I film it here.
So do you
Because I
have
have my
someone
kids
running
here.
your calendar?
Yes.
Like, is it in your
And
calendar?
it's Jennifer. She's right next door. You met her before.
So she's telling you where you need to go and where you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, we do it together. Yeah, we make the schedule. So we sit together and we work on my, schedule that I have to do. Yeah.
And
So my different shows where I have time in between. Now my son is going to a different school, so I'm going to have to go there. So I schedule all in. When I go to New York, when I have a fitting for my outfits, for Halloween, for example. So I have to do a fitting for that. Or, now I'm shooting AGT, then I have a day of fittings for that. So when I do my nails, like all of it,
It's all in your calendar.
Yes.
What do you say no
So
to?
I have a specific, you do not have all the
I have a
colors.
specific
So I'm
colors, yeah.
green, and then, my husband is red, and then Lainey is lavender, and then, so everyone has a color. So I can turn them all off if I want to just see mine. If I have everyone on, it's like, it looks crazy.
That's
It
smart.
has
I
to
don't
be. I
have
have
your
to-
calendar. And that's
Yeah,
smart
you do.
too.
We have one that's like her and I. We have one that's me. We have one that's
Yeah,
the
but I
company.
don't see your calendar. That's cool. She
No,
can
no, no,
see
you
Oh,
can't.
yeah,
everyone's
no, my
calendar.
husband can always see what I'm doing. I can see what he's doing. For example, now he was in Cologne with his twin brother. And so I know what hotel he's in, what he's doing the next day, or then this way, we can plan. He's busy, I'm busy, the kids are busy. So I have to make sure that I see everyone at all times and when. And they can see what I'm doing. So,
How do you guys make time for each other? What's a successful relationship look
but
like?
also scheduling too,
Yeah.
to make sure it's never too long when he's gone. We take trips together, just him and I. I think that's important. And either, if we can't go for like a week somewhere to like a beautiful island, we would go here to a hotel or something, or,
Just to get away.
yeah.
What workouts are you doing?
I like sport du chambre. Do you speak French?
What's that?
I never heard that one.
Chambre is bedroom and sport in the bedroom. It's called sport de chambre.
Is it true?
all the guys are very excited.
Is it
right
true
now.
your daughter found your sex closet? Is this
Oh
a
my
real
God, yes.
is this a real factor that I have on this sheet?
Yes.
How does this happen? What
And
does
I-
one have to do to build a sex closet? Because maybe I need some advice on this topic.
Is
Well,
your
where you keep all of your things.
I keep my things. I have an area in my
Right?
closet, like
No,
it's
but
a
you
drawer.
store these things everywhere, and like people are just
My
in the
daughter
house.
picked up my vibrator today and goes, "Mommy, what's this?" And I said, "Honey, it's my facial massager." but a whole closet.
But the thing is, probably yours looks cute in pink, you know? That's the thing. So it could possibly be a facial massager.
Right, it could look like facial massager. So when your daughter found your sex closet, what do you say? Those are my facial massagers?
No, she fully knew what it was, but also she was with a friend and she filmed it and they were giggling and I was like, oh my God.
And what is a sex closet? Is it organized by moods?
No, it's one mood.
Okay. Is it color coded? How do you organize a sex closet?
It's coordinated by size.
Wait, hold on. Just for context, when you say like what size, is this a walk-in closet? Is it like a
No,
little?
it's like a big closet, but there's outfits in there and things.
Okay,
you
it's all
know.
the stuff.
Where does one?
You know, you can have like a lot of things. You can have wigs. You can have outfits, shoes, boots.
Lauren,
I put on a wig. We did.
No. This was a disaster.
We did Sexy Stranger. I was
No,
a
it was
Russian hooker.
It was a disaster. No,
I mean, I've had, relationships in the past where they have been sick and I come home being a nurse and I'm like, how is my patient?
Oh, that's
And
a
I
good
just
one.
got laughed at and I was like,
yeah, that sounds fun. Do you know what
this
she
is a
did?
very, very big red flag right here.
She said, "Let's
You
do
dress up
Sexy
as a nurse
Stranger."
and you come, then you don't laugh.
Yeah, they gotta
You
laugh.
be sick and you get your pulse checked.
I'm feeling a little sick, Lauren. I'm feeling a little.
They
No,
didn't
tell
like
me,
you
what
dressed
happened?
as a nurse. They laughed.
Yeah.
No, that's a red flag. Yeah, I bet you with your
yeah.
husband now, if you came home dressed as a nurse, he'd
Yes,
pretend
he's
to be
very,
sick.
very sick and he needs everything checked.
Yeah, exactly. No, she said she wanted to do Sexy Stranger. You know this thing where like you dress up as something and I dress up as something
Yeah.
and you meet in a place. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Who are you?" And you like have a whole thing.
Yeah.
We know each other a long time.
Yeah.
But she booked a date at Giorgio Baldi.
Oh,
And we were sitting there in outfits between everybody and all these people we knew. And I was like,
Oh,
this is
come on.
not
what
sexy.
was your outfit?
I was
He
like
was-
a cowboy with a mustache. It was ridiculous.
He looked like a worm.
Yeah, I look like,
Well, because the cowboy, there's not too many cowboys running around here,
Yeah.
so it was.
but it's like a sexy trend. It's like, I'm going to pick you up at a bar. And it's like, we don't know each other. This was like an arranged dinner at like a very nice, casual, low key place.
Well,
I love that you guys do that, though. That's good.
we try to spice it up.
Yes.
Where does one buy their? Is there a place that we should be buying our sex
Online.
outfits? I know, but is it like Agent Couture?
Like online.
Agent Couture? What,
I mean, everywhere, like on the road when I'm traveling. It's most fun when you're traveling and you see like different, in Tokyo, for example, they have so many fun stores there to buy things that you've never seen before. I was like,
I was thinking the other day, I need a souvenir from all of these places whenever I travel.
Listen.
And now what I'm going to do is
Yeah.
I'm going to say,
got
Heidi
your-
told me to get an outfit from each different
Yeah.
place.
I've
Yeah.
got your next big project for your team. Okay. You're going to go to Tokyo.
yeah.
They're going to film a documentary of you going into all these sex stores. And we're going to get
It's
the
not a
reaction.
sex store, though. She's saying
Or
she's
the-
getting
whatever
like
they are.
authentic
No.
outfits,
but
right?
That too, but
Listen.
I also go to stores also.
Huh.
People would
Yeah.
tune in for that show.
Oh, there in Tokyo, there's a store that has like 4 floors up. It's gigantic.
Huh.
And I bought gigantic things. And I was just thinking, if anyone stops me in my suitcase and looks up what's in this thing, I was like, oh my God.
Do they have like different types of vibrators in different countries?
Yes.
Huh. What's the best
But
country?
not just vibrators, also other sorts of things.
Other sorts of things.
Yeah.
They're dildos, butt plugs, everything.
Whips.
Also for men, a lot of fun things.
What's the best country for a dildo?
I mean, you can find a good one anywhere.
Any country.
What a hard-hitting
Yeah.
question.
Well, I have some ideas in my head that I won't say that the best country for a dildo.
Where? Germany. Germany.
Germany. Michael, I'm going to Germany. You've never taken me to Germany.
Guys, this is real journalism. This
Yes,
is what
Real,
we're doing.
you know
Yes.
what?
We're doing.
It's a sprinkle of everything. Weight loss solutions are not one size fits all. Everyone deserves to have a weight loss plan that's tailored to their specific needs. So if you are someone who is struggling with losing weight and needs some extra help, it's time you check out hers. I know personally that losing weight can be hard. I've had to do it twice with 60 pounds, and it's no easy feat. And when it comes to prioritizing your health and feeling confident and strong, it can be really overwhelming on where to start. I remember when I first was going down the weight loss journey after having 2 kids, feeling so overwhelmed by so much content on the internet, I didn't even know a good place to start. Now you can get your health in check and be confident that you're on the right track to getting healthy through hers. Weight Loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive, and it's focused on giving you access to a solution that's right for you. So essentially what hers does is it connects you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option. If prescribed, you get check-ins, medication adjustments, and answers to questions that are 100% online at no additional cost. You also get your personalized treatment shipped free directly to your door, so it saves you time. If you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time to find an option that works for you with hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/TSC. That's forhers.com/TSC for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/TSC. Not available everywhere. Hers weight loss includes compounded products which are not approved nor verified for safety or effectiveness by FDA. Prescription products require a provider consultation. Restrictions apply. One thing that I love is a customized facial treatment. I love my facials. I try to get a facial at least twice a month. I'm a big fan of them. So on that note, let me tell you about Hand and Stone, the ultimate destination for personalized, results-driven facial treatments. Hand and Stone has all the things. They have the ritual effect, which is regular professional facials that are essential for maintaining healthy, glowing skin. They also have personalized treatments, which I really love. So each facial is tailored to individual skin needs and goals. Building a consistent skincare routine with the same esthetician is like having a personalized skincare coach. They get to know your skin intimately, track its progress, and tailor treatments to adjust your evolving needs. This personalized approach really accelerates results and helps you achieve your long-term skin goals more effectively. So if you're someone who's like looking where to start, this is a great place. Hand and Stone has over 600 locations across the United States and Canada. And ultimately, it helps prioritize self-care with easy scheduling and flexible membership plans. You guys can book online as well as in spa. So if you're looking for facials that are convenient and accessible, this is for you. Free aromatherapy with your introductory facial, a $10 value. You guys can use the Skinny Confidential code SkinnyFreeAT. That's SKINNYFREEAT. And this code expires 12/31/2024. I take the health of my dogs very seriously. And when it comes to dog food, you guessed it, I want to feed my dogs real, fresh dog food. I also want it delivered to my door because I want to save time. And where I get their food is the farmer's dog. These recipes are developed by vet nutritionists. Everything is made from real meat and veggies. Everything is pre-portioned, which is amazing. So say goodbye to those like weird, creepy, burnt brown balls and feed your dog real food with real benefits. The thing that I've noticed about the farmer's dog food with my dogs is that because of the real high quality, fresh ingredients, my dog's weepy eyes have gone away. So Boone had super weepy eyes when he was eating other food. And since eating the farmer's dog, he does not have that. I think that if you're going to feed your dog every single day, it should be something that's really thoughtful and purposeful. I looked into it, and a fresh diet for a dog or cat has had all sorts of benefits. So healthier coat, skin, fresher breath, which we all love, better digestion, and smaller, better poops. A healthy diet isn't just important for humans, it also is important for your pets. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/skinny. Plus, you guys get free shipping. Go to thefarmersdog.com/skinny to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/skinny. Is your workout really that's your favorite workout? You don't work out?
I mean, I have a treadmill. Most of the time there's stuff on it. I'm like someone who makes piles.
So you just naturally look like this.
No, I mean, it's like I'm busy also, you know? I mean, one day I have to do a fitting. That to me is like a workout. Like I do literally like, yeah, because I don't just fit one look. I fit like 40 looks. So while everyone sits and waits until I change, and I come back, on, off, on, off, on,
Yeah,
off,
so that's
on,
a lot.
off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And you do this for like, I don't know, 6 hours. That's like a little workout.
Yeah, and you're running around on stage all the time. It's not. It's no. I mean, listen, I told you we did a commercial for like one day, and I had to take a nap for a week. I was done.
And by the way, in the commercial, he's fucking sleeping. He's fucking sleeping with mouth
And
tape
that was
on
exhausting.
in the fucking commercial.
Oh, you did the commercial for this?
No, it was for a chocolate, but he's sleeping the whole time, and I'm the talent.
My sleeping put
And
that
he
commercial
was
over there.
so
It was
exhausted.
pure-
He was like, "Oh, today's drained me." I'm like, "You were sleeping."
No, because the people on the set, they were lovely,
I
amazing
can't.
people, but they couldn't decide on the
You
blankets.
tried-
Well,
to
it's
relate-
exhausting to be fabulous.
Yeah,
He's relating his life of him sleeping on a commercial to you traveling to Germany and doing what you do.
It's almost like we
I've
do
heard
the
it
same
all,
thing.
Michael.
It's almost.
Okay.
No, they put 18 blankets on this bed, and I was sweating. It was rough.
I mean, I have a treadmill, but I rather I walk on it more. And I do have little 5-pound little dumbbells on my desk. I have it in various places of my house. I know it sounds stupid, but
No, it's
I don't want to be bulky, and I also don't want to have injuries. Like a lot of times I will hear people like, "Oh, my back, I pulled this was too heavy, or their knees hurt, or that hurts." And I think it's a lot of times they force their body to be too harsh in the gym.
Michael gets mad at me because he thinks that I need to. He's
You
confronted me on
literally
the
pulled
show.
your back out last
I
week.
did. Yeah, I did.
I'm turning 52, and not a whole lot of thing is hurting me just yet. Knock on wood. But I believe it's because I haven't overdone all this exercising.
What is this song that you released? Tell us about Sunglasses at Night.
Yeah, I did one with Snoop Dogg, and I did one with Tiesto, Sunglasses at Night. When did it come out? Last year? This year? Last
What
year?
inspired
this year?
What
Seems like 2
inspired
years
you to
ago
do
already.
that?
My TV show in Germany.
Okay.
Because because it runs for so many weeks, we always have a theme song, kind of like how a soap has their theme song. When it comes on, you're like, "Oh, okay, top model's coming up." So we've had Britney, we had Justin Bieber, we've had many different people who had the theme song of the show. Every year changes. And then they were like, "Why don't you do one this year?" And I'm like, heck to the yes. But I don't want to do it by myself. So I called Snoop, and then I said, "I'll have this idea of this song." And so he did this song with me. And
Is he cool?
I love him. I mean, I was always obsessed with him, and I've known him for, we've seen each other in many different places. And he said yes immediately. It was the cutest, most fun. And then 2 years later, which now fast forward it came out this year. I asked Tiesto, because I love Tiesto. He's 53 and he's at the top of his game. It's so cool. I love that, that
Really cool.
And he's been doing it a long time at the top of his game.
And
Yeah.
I also love the music that he makes. It's so fun. And I'm always, going to visit him many different places where he's playing. And then I said, "I have an idea for a song." And he's like, "You make music?" And I'm like, "No, but let's make it in any case." And he's like, "Okay, what's the idea?" And I said, "I want to redo Sunglasses at Night, the song from Corey Hart." And he said, "Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that myself? Such a good idea." And I'm like, "Well, let's do it." And then he did this track and I sang on it.
That's cool.
Good.
Okay, you have to tell us about the Halloween party planning. This is a question that was asked by our audience many times. So your iconic Halloween party. We talked about the costume earlier, but what goes into this party? And what can we expect this year?
Well, I always try to think outside of the box. I always try to do a costume that you don't see a lot of people do. I always want to make it different than the year before. And, I wreck my brain about it all the time to come up with something new. I think I came up with something good for this year. I'm going to do a couple's costume with my husband. He is a great sport because I sit 14, 15 hours to put prosthetics on me,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I know, you're exhausted laying on the couch,
Yeah,
with a
done.
tape on your mouth. But I'm telling you,
I'm out. I'm out.
when I was
I'm out.
the first time I did couple's costume with my husband was Fiona and Shrek, because I wanted to be and I mean the artist made it so amazing that we almost look like, that it's just a pop-up head, but no, everything moves, so it's all glued on and you can't take it off. It's really claustrophobic in this. Plus nothing can breathe, and they had to put all this, because Shrek is big, and my husband is not big, so they had to, he was boiling in this thing. He was such a good sport. And yeah, this year we're going to do a couple's costume again. It's a lot of prosthetic. It's going to be difficult.
And is the planning of the party intense as the costume or no?
The costume is the hardest.
The costume's the hardest.
Last year I was a peacock because I didn't want to put so much prosthetics on again, or to like be like this worm, or when I was making myself 90-year-old me, that also was a lot of prosthetic. Every skin piece that came out, we had to age, with everything. My neck. Have you ever seen me when I look?
No,
this
can I
up?
see this picture?
I
Pull
don't
it
have
up.
a phone. Yeah.
I'll pull it up when you're
So
talking.
yeah,
I
and
didn't see that one. You
that's one of my
aged yourself-
favorites
Okay, let me see
because
that.
I just turned 40, and people were like, "Okay, you're old now. When are you stopping modeling?" And I was like, "Wow, old. I'm gonna show them what old looks like." So then that's how I got the idea. So sometimes like something will trigger me
way.
like that, and then I became really old. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that's already 10 years ago because I turned 40 then, and I was like, okay, old.
So
I'm
is
gonna
this
make
like actually, did they actually do what they think that you look like when you're like
I have a
100?
feeling that's not what you're going to look like.
I have a feeling too.
I mean,
Just a hunch.
I mean, if you walked by me though, I would never be
Yeah.
like, right?
I mean, look, my shoulders, they had to put humps on here, my neck, everything.
This is so funny.
We put stuff in my eyes to make them kind of, when you're older, you get this kind of gray circle around your eyes. My teeth were yellowed. My nails. I got an old Chanel suit. Like, so I try to really
And this is
give
the worm.
it some. Yeah, that's my worm.
The worm a little looks like. It's an interesting
Like what's in my
shape.
closet, you mean?
What country is this from? What the worm is it looks like. Did you know that it would come off a little phallic?
Yeah, I mean, a worm could look like that. I mean, but do you see my cute little face in there? I look like bacon because when I took this off, because
oh my God, I was looking right there.
no, my face is there. And I said to my husband, please, if I fall over, don't just leave me on my face down because you can't literally have no arms. You can't, like, it was
Listen.
difficult. But
This is
last year,
wild.
I was a peacock and I needed to so I was the blue of the peacock. And then all my feathers were 15 Cirque du Soleil artists.
Oh, that's cool.
So I had to go to Canada twice to meet with everyone. And we had to kind of build this thing,
costumes
climbing on top of each other to become this one peacock.
These costumes are no joke.
Just because I wanted to do something different, I thought it would be cool to do something with multiple people. And when we're all huddled together, we become one.
Do people try to talk to you when you're in these costumes?
Yes.
Do you talk normal and back?
I mean, sometimes it's hard because they have a beak. I mean, sometimes it's hard to drink or... Yeah, of course I talk back.
I didn't
Sometimes
know.
I have to yell. I mean, I've been an apple because I was pregnant and I was not gonna not come to my Halloween party. I was 9 months pregnant. I think probably I gave birth the next week or something like that. And I was married to Seal and he was Eve. And I was an apple with a snake around. But those were like the olden days. I still did my own hair and makeup. So it's not as fabulous as, the real artists do now. And that was difficult. I couldn't fit in a car. We didn't think of that. So I had to get like a convertible in order to even get to the venue because I couldn't fit through the door of the car. It was like
I'm just picturing you like standing in the corner at a cocktail party in the worm costume with like a
No.
beer.
yeah,
Beer.
no, I couldn't hold anything because I have
You're
no
just standing there.
arms. Yeah. So someone had to give me something with a straw. Yeah.
A worm sucking out of a straw.
Yeah.
Heidi Klum, you have lived a wildly interesting life. Thank you for coming on our show. Open
Thank you.
invite to come back anytime. Where can everyone find you? I'm sure they already follow you, but pimp yourself out.
Where they can find me?
Yeah, like Instagram.
Your home address, social security
No.
number. No.
Your
No.
Instagram, your Twitter, your website,
Yeah, I have all of that.
everything.
Yeah. No, I don't have a website. I'm just on Instagram.
I'm pretty
and
sure they
Twitter.
know how to look her up, Lauren.
Go look up her costumes,
If the
though.
audience doesn't know
Yeah,
at this
If
point,
you
I don't know what
guys,
to say.
if you guys have not seen all these costumes, you have to go look them up. They're wild. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you
Thanks for
doing
having
this.
me.